Hi, good morning students. Welcome to online e-learning classes. This is your first period and the subject is geography. Students, today we are going to start a new chapter. Unit 2, under Unit 2, Chapter 3, that is population composition. Unit 2, Chapter 3, population composition. Under this chapter, the following are the topics which we are going to complete today. The topics are here: sex composition, natural advantage versus social disadvantage, age structure, age sex pyramid. Under age sex pyramid, we are going to read expanding population, constant population, declining population. Next, rural urban composition, literacy. Last one, occupational structure. So these are the topic, students, which we are going to cover today. Students, people of any country are diverse in many respects. I repeat, people of any country are diverse. D-I-V-E-R-S-E. Diverse means what? Different. Diverse in many respects. Each person is unique. Each person is unique in her or his own way. Each person is unique in his or her own way. People can be distinguished by their age, sex, and their place of residence. Some of the other distinguishing attributes of the population are occupation, education, and life expectancy. So what I said, people of any country are diverse in many aspects or respects, and each person is unique in his own or her own way. Okay, they are different in terms of age, in terms of sex, in terms of place of residence, in terms of occupations, in terms of education, and in terms of last one, life expectancy. So these are the things in which people are different from one another throughout the world. Now, our first topic is sex composition. So what is meant by sex composition? Before going to know, you should know what is meant by sex ratio also. So students, here he said sex ratio means, what is sex ratio or define sex ratio? Here, the ratio between number of women and men is called sex ratio. I repeat, the ratio between number of women and men, the ratio between number of women and men is called sex ratio. Okay, here the number of women and men in a country is an important demographic characteristic. The ratio between the number of women and men in the population is called sex ratio. In some countries, it is calculated by using the following formula. What is the formula? By which formula we are going to find out the sex ratio of a particular country? So the formula is equal to sex ratio is equal to female population divided by male population into 1000. I repeat, sex ratio is equal to female population divided by male population into 1000. So this is the formula for sex ratio. I repeat once again, sex ratio is equal to female population divided by male population into 1000. So this is the formula which we are using in India only. Okay, this formula is meant for our country. Whereas in other countries or some European countries, the formula is like this: male population divided by female population into 1000. Male population divided by female population into 1000. This is the formula adopted by some Western countries. Whereas in our country, sex ratio means here female population divided by male population into 1000. Okay. The sex ratio is an important information about the status of women in a country. It is through sex ratio we can easily understand what is the status of women in a country, or in our country India, or in any country of the world. Okay, now here in regions where gender discrimination is what? I mean, we are showing some impartiality between male and female. Gender discrimination is rampant. In some countries, this gender discrimination is mostly found, rampant, mostly found. The sex ratio is bound to be unfavorable for women. The sex ratio is generally unfavorable for what? Women. So now I will tell you what are the causes which are unfavorable for sex ratio in the country. What are the causes which are unfavorable for sex ratio in the country? Students, listen carefully. The following are the causes which are responsible for unfavorable sex ratio in our country India. So what are they? Now, first point is low socio-economic status. Second one, female foeticide. This is the second cause. Third one, female infanticide. Next one, domestic violence against women. Next one, discrimination between male and female child. I mean, showing difference between male and female child. Next one, social customs, our social and religious customs. So these are the causes which are unfavorable for the sex ratio in our country India. Once again, I'll repeat. The following are the causes which are responsible for unfavorable sex ratio in the country, in our country India. What are they? Low socio-economic status, female foeticide, female infanticide, domestic violence against women, discrimination between male and female child, and the last one is social and religious customs. So these are the causes. Now in your textbook, students, down here he has given on table. This is natural advantage versus social disadvantage. So what this box information tells about to us. So students, listen carefully. There are more resilient, or I can say yes, there are more resilient and more resistant power and more patience. These are possessed by women. They are more resilient, more resistant power and more patience. Now, in the information is given here, sex ratio of the world is 102 males per 100 females. That means females are less overall in the world. 102 males per 100 females. That means sex ratio is also not favorable for women in the world. Similarly, Latvia, a country in European country, or I can say European Asia or Eurasia. Latvia country has highest 85 males per 100 females. Latvia country, highest sex ratio, has highest 85 males per 100 females. And UAE, United Arab Emirates, UAE, okay, which is in Saudi Arabia, has lowest, that is 311 males per 100 females. Just imagine, in UAE, out of 311 males, there are only 100 females. So low sex ratio. Now, this sex ratio is favorable in 139 countries. 139 countries it is favorable, and it is unfavorable in 72 countries. It is unfavorable in 72 countries. Now, Asia, our Asian continent, has low sex ratio, and Europe continent is having high sex ratio. I repeat, Asia has low sex ratio, whereas Europe has highest in sex ratio. Europe has better status of women. The status of women is better in European continent or European countries. Male dominant out migration in Europe. So in European countries, male dominant, or I can say in European countries, males are dominating, or they dominated out migration in Europe. So students, now we are moving to next topic, that is what? Age structure. Age structure. So what is meant by age structure? Students, age structure represents the number of people in different age groups. Very simple. Age structure represents the number of people in different age groups. I repeat once again. What does age structure meant? Age structure represents the number of people in different age groups. Clear? This is an important indicator of population composition. Age structure is one of the important indicator of population composition in any country. Since a large size of population in the age group of 15 to 59, large number of population is in between 15 years to 59 years. Okay, I repeat. Since a large size of population is in the age group of 15 to 59 indicates a large working population. That means 15 to 59. Remember students, 15 to 59. This age group people are generally called working population. Working population in the world. Okay, a greater proportion of population above 60 years represents of aging population. I mean, people who are above the age of 60, they are called aged population. Above the 60 are called aged population. 15 to 59 working population. Above 60 or 60 and above, they are called aging population. And this aged population in any country requires more expenditure. On what purpose? Health purpose. They need more health facilities. So in any country, if more aged people are there, that means in their country there's a lot of expenditure towards health sector. Health expenditure will be more in that country. Okay, health expenditure or health facilities. Similarly, high proportion of young population. If any country young population, okay, would mean that the region has high birth rate. Suppose in any country below the age of 15, if there is more population, that means that indicate that higher birth rate. In that country, high birth rate is there, and the population is what? Is youthful. The population is what? Youthful. Okay. Now students, we are moving to next one, that is age sex pyramid. Okay, age sex pyramid. This is age sex pyramid. So what does age sex pyramid? Here, 3 pictures are given in your textbook. 3 pictures. One is first picture, second picture, and third picture. So 3 pictures are shown. So these are what? Age sex pyramid pictures. These pictures you have to go through, students. It is very, very important. So when you get the books, you please go through this one. Now, what does it says? Age sex pyramid. Listen, students. Number of females and males. Number of females and males in different age groups are shown in this age sex pyramid. What is shown in the age sex pyramid? The number of females and males. The number of females and males in different age group are shown in this picture. Second point, population pyramid. They are also called population pyramid. Population pyramid. So population pyramid in any country is used to show age sex structure. Population pyramid in any country, these images, these diagrams in any country helps in what? To show age sex structure. Next one, left side males and right side females. In this picture images, left side always shows what? Male. So the dark color, dark images are called what? In the image, one side is dark, one side is light. So dark side is called what? Male, and the light side is called what? Females. You can see this one. Okay. Next one. Now there are three types of age sex pyramids are given in your textbook. Three are there. So one by one I will explain. Number one. First one is expanding population. First image, the first image which I have shown to you, that is this one, this one, this one. Okay, that shows expanding population. So what is, how in expanding population, how the structure of the pyramid image? Triangular shape. The shape will be triangular. This shape will be triangular. And this type of structure will be found in less developed in developing countries. Expanding population, it is shown with what? Triangular shape. And this type of shape generally is found in those countries which are less developed or underdeveloped or developing countries. Young population is more. In these countries, young population is more and high birth rates are found. I told already before. Wherever the young population is more means what? In that country, high birth rates are there. Next one, broad base. In this image, the base is very broad. Base is very broad. Tip is what? Very narrow. Okay. So broad base. Example of these type of countries where this expanding populations are there means example. Listen carefully, student. Examples is what? Bangladesh country, Mexico and Nigeria. Bangladesh in Asia, you know, and Mexico, that is down to USA in North America, and Nigeria is an African country. So in these countries we are having what? This type of expanding population age structure pyramid. Now second one, constant population. Second one, constant, down one, constant. This is down one. Okay. Next one, constant population. Now how the shape of this pyramid is? A bell shaped, remember bell shaped and tapered top. Bell shaped and taper, okay, it's a tapered. Bell shaped and tapered top is there. Next one, birth and death rates are almost equal in this image, in this pyramid. Birth rate and death rate both are equal in this pyramid. Now, example of this type of country is what? Australia, that's island continent. Okay, next one. Now third image is what? This one. Here it shows declining population. So declining population, how the shape of the pyramid? Let us see. Narrow base, the base is narrow. Base is what? Narrow. And again tapered top. Narrow base, tapered top. Next one. Here low birth rate, low death rate. Birth rate is also low, death rate is also low. Okay. Next one. This type of pyramid generally shows in what? Found in developed countries. In developed countries, birth rate is less, death rate also less. Birth rate less, death rate less in developed countries. Next one. Growth of the population is negative or nearly zero. Growth rate in these countries is what? Negative or zero. Next one. Example of this country or this type of pyramid is found in which country means Japan. Japan is the best example. So first example I gave Bangladesh, Mexico, Nigeria. Second pyramid example, there is Australia. Third one I gave Japan. Now coming to next topic, that is our rural-urban composition. Students, listen carefully. So rural-urban composition, what does it mean? Here, the division of population into rural and urban is based on the residence. Based on your house, where you are living. Based on that only we can distinguish whether you are from rural area or from urban area. So I repeat once again, the division of the population into rural and urban is based on residence. This division is necessary because, why we made this difference? Okay, because rural and urban lifestyles are different from each other. So rural life, urban life, both are different. Rural population life, urban population life, both are different. Their livelihood also different. Their occupations are different. Their livelihood is different, occupations are different, and they differ in their lifestyle, etc. Their social conditions are different. Their culture, their customs, their social conditions, their livelihood, their everything is what? Different. Okay, the A6 occupational structure, density of population and level of development vary rural and urban areas. Now, the criteria for differentiating, what criteria, what method is used to differentiate rural and urban population, it depends upon the country. It varies from country to country. In general terms, rural areas are those, now I am telling, rural areas are those where people are living in villages. So listen carefully. Rural urban composition, it is based on residence. It is based on residence. They differ from each other. Urban people differ from rural people in their lifestyle, livelihood, customs, social conditions, etc. The criteria for rural and urban areas varies from country to country. Rural population mostly engaged in primary activities. What are the primary activities? Whereas urban population are engaged in other than primary activities, I mean secondary or tertiary. Secondary and tertiary. So this is the criteria we adopted. It is given in textbook, but generally nowadays there are some people who are there in rural areas who are engaged in service sector also or secondary sector also. But generally rural population mainly people who are engaged in primary activities. Urban people other than primary, I mean secondary and tertiary. Rural and urban composition of Western countries or Western European countries, I repeat, rural and urban composition of Western countries is different from African countries. In West European countries, males are more. I repeat, in West European countries, males are more in rural areas. See the joke. In West European countries, males are more in rural areas and females are more in urban areas. Whereas in Asian countries, females are more in rural areas than males. That means in Asian continent, females are more in rural areas and males are more in urban areas. In Asian countries, females is less in urban areas. In Asian continent or Asian countries, female is less in urban areas due to, why? What is the reason? Due to shortage of housing, high cost of living, and paucity of jobs, lack of security in cities. Now come to next topic, student, that is what? Literacy. This is what? Literacy. Now we have to move it fast. Literacy indicated. What is literacy? I mean those people who knows how to read and write, his name or her name in any particular language. Such person or such people are called literate people. Literate, a person who knows how to read and write his own name in any particular language is called literate. So literacy rate or literacy indicated the socio-economic development in any country. If literacy rate is more, that means that country is socio and economically developed. In any country, literacy rate is more means what? That country is socially and economically developed. And there the standard of living will be high. Literate people, the standard of living will be high. And social status of women will be high. And availability of facilities. So facilities will be more. Policies of the government. In India, literacy means or literate means. In India, literate means. Listen student, this is very important. In India, literate means, whom you call literate? Population above 7 years age. Will not take class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here UKG, LKG, class 1, class 2, they are below the age of 7. They can write their name, their class, everything they can write. But they are not taken into literate people in India. So people above the age of 7 only. People above the age of 7 who is able to read and write and have the ability to do arithmetic calculations. I mean plus, minus, etc. Arithmetic calculations with understanding is called literate people in India. Very important. In India, people above the age of 7, who can read and write is a name and can do small arithmetic calculations by understanding is called literate. Now last topic, that is what? Occupational structure. Occupational structure means, students, people earn their livelihood. People earn their livelihood by doing various kinds of jobs. People earn their livelihood by doing various kinds of jobs. Clear? Now, if I ask tell me the number of how many types of jobs are there. So it will be very big question to you. You have to calculate all the occupations. That's why what we have done. We have distributed the occupations into 3 groups: primary sector occupations, secondary sector occupations, and tertiary sector occupations. So distribution of working population among different occupations is called occupational structure. Distribution of working population among various occupations is called occupational structure. I repeat, people earn their livelihood by doing various kinds of jobs. The people are going out of the house and doing work and are bringing something in return is called working population. Okay. Now, and distribution of working population among various kinds of jobs is called occupational structure. Listen, students. The working population, I told working population is what people are going out of the house, stepping out of the house, doing some work and bringing some income are called working population, either cash or kind, anyway. So the working population take part in various occupations such as primary, secondary and tertiary. Again tertiary, there are quaternary and quinary activities are there, that we will read later. Each category refers to the level of economic development. That means in any country, if primary sector occupations are more and secondary and tertiary occupations are less, that means that country is backward or developing or underdeveloped. Whereas those countries where secondary and tertiary activities are more, that means that country is economically developed. So each country refers to the level of economic development of the country. Developed countries only show the job opportunities more in secondary as well as service sector. Just now I told you, in developed countries, secondary and tertiary activities are more. Whereas in developing or underdeveloped countries or backward countries, the primary activities are more, primary occupations are more, or people are engaged more in primary occupations. Okay, while developing countries, so people engage in primary activities. So this is the end of the topic, students. Now I will send you another video related to topic. If time permits, please do watch that one. Thank you.